Hi, everyone. This is Chioma, and I wanted to thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to watch this webinar. This webinar is titled Inflammation, Stress, and Stubborn Fat, because what we do here at Oma Body is make treatments that are lymphatic health centered, accessible to help you achieve your health and wellness goals. So tonight is all about you. I want to know how you are feeling, what your major health concerns are, so that we can pair you up with the right lymphatic treatment that can make a huge difference for your health. So a little background about me. Again, my name is Chioma. I'm the owner and operator of Oma Body. We've been in business officially for 2 years. 2024 would be the start of our third year in business. And my background before starting this business is I have an associate's degree in nursing, a bachelor's degree in nursing, and a master's degree in health education. I also got a lot of certifications when I realized that I wanted to be a lymphatic specialist, excuse me. And then I got a certification in manual lymphatic drainage therapy. We used to offer manual lymphatic drainage massages, Brazilian lymphatic drainage massages as well. I'll let you guys know what our new current menus look like, why we have certain things on the menu, the reasons for the change. If you guys are familiar with us, you'll see that our background and everything's changed, and I'll explain all of those in this meeting today from our perspective, combining my love for design and science together and how that can help you as well. I also have numerous certifications outside of those two. Those are probably the most higher credentialed ones, but for every treatment that we offer here, we have certifications for them. We have certification for orthopedic cryotherapy. That's a new treatment that we've added on that helps with pain management. We also have cryotherapy for aesthetics, and that's for someone who wants body sculpting. So lots of certifications for red light therapy and so much more, but we'll talk about all the menu and services here in a second. So I don't want to waste your time. If you're on this call, I don't want you sitting in the call thinking, what you going to sell me? What's the catch? Like all of that stuff. So I kind of want to be transparent and just open up about what you can expect during this webinar. First things first is at the end of the webinar, I'll talk again about the new client offer. And at the end, there will be a free gift for those of you guys who stay on this webinar till the end. I definitely want to say thank you because I know you're busy. We're all busy. And so if you're able to stay to the end of the call, there's a sweet gift at the end there. But the new client offer that you've seen getting to this page is 3 days of unlimited treatments. And the unlimited treatments include our lymphatic compression therapy. That's the Balancer Pro treatment. If you want to do your research what is Balancer Pro, what is that all about? What are the health benefits? I'll talk more about that, but that's a great way for you to start doing your own due diligence on what that treatment is. So it's going to cover unlimited treatments of Balancer Pro and unlimited treatments of red light therapy. The two kinds of red light therapies that we have here in our studio are LightStim and Platinum LED. So when you come in for your first appointment, you're going to use the LightStim device. And as you continue on to become a member or just come in regularly, then most likely you'll be transitioned to the Platinum LED. And I'll explain the difference between both. So let's go back to the beginning with why we started Oma Body and our history and how we got started. So I learned about body sculpting and lymphatic treatments while I worked at UNM in 2016, 2017. I was doing a doctoral program or to become a doctor of nursing practice. And during that time, I worked in an autoimmune department. So I worked in rheumatology. I was learning all about the immune system, why it goes haywire, why it starts attacking our own bodies. During that time, I was the first board certified rheumatology nurse in UNM and really in the state of New Mexico. I also did a lot of work at Project Echo, literally coaching doctors and nurses about the prior authorization process. Because if you know anything about autoimmune disorders, there's so many new and expensive drugs on the market, and there's a whole art to navigating authorizations for clients. And so that was my specialty in really educating our physicians on how to do that. I was also a scientific contributor at the Dermatology Nurses Association, DNA, and also at another conference I don't quite remember the name of. Yes, the Rheumatology Nurses Association, RNS. So I developed my research study around the study of scleroderma and how to manage those disorders. And so both of those were presented at those conferences. So while I was doing my work at UNM, I fell in love with the lymphatic system because when you're learning about the immune system, you're going to inadvertently hear about the lymphatic system because it's the highway of which your immune system actually works. So I'll give you a quick example. If you had a tooth infection, we always think, oh, my white blood cells, my fighter cells, my immune system, they're just going to travel in the blood and go to that spot and attack. But it doesn't actually travel in the blood. The white blood cells and the infection don't actually travel in the blood. If it did, it would be sepsis, which is a life-threatening blood infection. What happens is all of those things are traveling and moving in the lymphatic system. And if your lymphatic system is healthy, it is thin like water. But if it's not in optimal health, it becomes thick, like a milky texture, sometimes even as thick as pudding, which we don't want. So the more thin and loose your lymphatic fluid is, the healthier it is, the easier it is for your blue, your B cells and T cells and your immune cells to actually travel to the site. Think of that lymphatic system as a highway, and if there's traffic and there's congestion, it's going to be hard for any cars to get through to their goal, to their sites. But if that fluid is easily moving, there's no congestion, then your immune cells are able to travel efficiently to the site to attack. Now, when they attack, it's like a little war that happens, right? You're like, oh, who's going to win? Most of the time, our immune system wins in a healthy patient. When that fight is over, there's usually debris and a mess, right? Think of, going to a war site after all the damage has been done. There's a huge mess. Someone cleans up that mess. Who cleans up that mess is the lymphatic system again. That fluid helps wash out any debris, any junk, basically the trash of your immune system doing that work. And then it travels through the lymphatic vessels and goes through the nodes. We have lymph nodes at key points in our body. When the debris passes through the nodes are like a filter and a sensor. This is why a lot of people will find out that they have cancer when their physician or medical provider palpates the lymph nodes and goes, oh my gosh, your lymph nodes are swollen. That's because it's caught something and it's like, hey, alarm, we found something. This is not right. And then your immune system has a reaction at those points as well. So the lymphatic system has played a huge role. In the past, when we weren't so inundated with toxins, you didn't need to work with your lymphatic system. Most of us are doing deep breathing because, you got to breathe. We were walking, of course, you got to get places. But as we've started deep breathing deeply, less and less, we've stopped walking because we travel everywhere in our cars. There's toxins in the air, in the makeup, in our foods, in our water. It's really hard to live this perfectly clean life now. So our lymphatic system has suffered as a whole over time. And so now we're realizing how important it is and what crucial role it plays in proper health and wellness and preventing colds and trying to get better and feel better. So What we do here at Oma Body is, like I said, really specialize in lymphatic treatments that will have you looking at positive health outcomes compared to a traditional massage. So the main things we target, like the topic of today, is inflammation, stress, and fat. Stubborn fat, to be specific, because when the lymphatic system is not working at its optimal place, inflammation goes up. If you're not able to get rid of toxins and waste, the scientific word for that is metabolic waste, just the waste products that our body makes as a result of helping us stay alive and healthy. Your body's obviously going to react to that like, oh my gosh, there's trash everywhere. That's where the inflammation comes in. Stress is also another form of imbalance that causes inflammation in our body. And that can be emotional, it can be social, it can be environmental. Again, having all these toxins accumulate will cause a stressful response and an inflammatory response in our body. And finally, stubborn fat. It's like, how does stubborn fat have anything to do with the lymphatic system? Well, when our bodies are transferring nutrients from the bloodstream to the tissues or the capillaries, which are the tiny vessels that take blood-rich, oxygen-rich blood into the tissues, when that exchange happens, any particle that is quite large or too large to make that exchange into those tiny capillaries easily will get dumped into the lymphatic system because it kind of sees your body kind of sees it as waste, like, oh, that's too big, we can't use it right now. So large particles of protein, large molecules of fat, all of that gets traveled in the lymphatic system as well. And fat, especially because unlike protein that get broken down into amino acids and fats that get broken down to fatty acids, oh, sorry, carbs that get broken down into small molecules of glucose, fats don't get broken down all the way like that. That's the whole reason why it's fat. Your body wants this stored energy for emergencies, so it's not going to break it down all the way. So fatty acids are still these huge clump of molecules that stay together, and they're quite large. So the lymphatic system will be responsible for transferring those for your body to kind of use up or store. So when your lymphatic system is working well, if your body wanted to burn fat on its own, again, use up stored energy, you would break the cell wall open. The contents of the cell, which in this case would be fatty acids, would get released into that lymphatic fluid, the lymphatic space. And then your body, with your movement, exercising, deep breathing, your body would process and use up those fatty acids. And especially if you're doing work, work is anything that requires energy, whether it's walking, laughing, playing, going to the gym, lifting, relatively heavy. Your body goes, oh, now that I've used up the energy that I've stored in the muscles, which is usually glycogen, you're still doing work, it has a reason to seek out a higher density of energy, which would be in fat. So when you have a lymphatic system that's not working quite as well, like in clients who have lipedema or lymphedema, their legs look like someone's legs who's swollen, but also has cellulite. And it's like, that doesn't make any sense. What is that? But that's what a poorly functioning lymphatic system looks like. Accumulation of fluid, which is what causes swelling, and a abnormal accumulation of fat to the area. So what we do here with our treatments and our different services is help your lymphatic system do two things. First of all, it helps the fluid move, which is step one. And number two, it actually helps thin out the lymph fluid. It just depends on the type of service. Every service that we offer here does have an element of lymphatic drainage, which is the moving of the fluid. But we also have other treatments here that actually help thin out the fluid. And I will mention that this thinning out of the lymphatic fluid is a partnership. We do some of that in-house, but I'll coach you on how you can also do your part to make sure that that's thin. Hint, hint, it's diet and exercise, which I know that that's really hard to hear, but we really do try to simplify things and help with accountability and coaching to make it accessible for you to adhere to those. So very quickly, I want to talk about our menu. I've been mentioning it throughout this lecture, so I thought I start here. This is in reverse, unfortunately, so please bear with me. But we have our slim and lymphatic drainage therapy. This therapy is for someone who wants body sculpting, a slimming of the waistline or thighs or arms. A lot of that is very popular. It's $350 per session, which is on the higher end of things. But this slimming treatment includes two areas of the body, not one. So a lot of our clients will choose 360 along the waistline and thighs front and back. So that's a huge surface area. We're able to do that because we have a device that allows us to get to a therapeutic level in a short amount of time. And this treatment also includes complementary pretzel therapy to really make sure that we're not only breaking the cell wall open, but we're also draining the contents of the cell on the same session. Next on the list is our lipodermal therapy. This is a mechanical manual treatment that is fantastic for cellulite. It's really good at targeting that top layer from the epidermis up to the skin to, soften fascia adhesions and really smooth out skin laxity. It requires much more sessions to get results that are significant. So it's priced accordingly. Each session is $250. It is a full body treatment, but again, very effective. It can also work great for muscle recovery. There's evidence that shows that it is great for reducing pain and really calming this pain receptors at the top of the skin. Next is our EMS Sculpt. So this is a treatment that we've had in-house for a while and it's very popular. This treatment helps to sculpt our muscle. It does muscle contractions for about 20,000 contractions in 30 minutes. Fantastic for building muscle and burning fat. Next is our lymphatic compression therapy, and that's the treatment that's included in your 3-day pass. This is our Balancer Pro treatment. So each session is 30 minutes, and you have the option of pants and jackets. The jacket compresses the lymph nodes in the chest and thoracic area, arms and back, and the pants will drain lymphatic vessels from the toes all the way up to the abdomen. So that's a fantastic treatment as well. Last but not least is our infrared therapy, and that's our red light therapy. There's a ton of research on red light therapy, its benefits for recovery, for healing. If you're post-op, I'll talk about post-op clients here in a second, but that can help with healing faster. It also helps with collagen production, softening fine lines. I wouldn't quite say wrinkles, but with consistent use, there is evidence that shows a significant improvement in fine lines and so much more. And then at the very bottom, we have 3 add-ons, and the add-ons are cryotherapy, primarily for pain, uh, Dream Frequency, which is our new calm treatment that helps reduce stress. It is great to combine when you're in the Balancer Pro suit. And then last but not least is Rest and Relax. We realize our space is quite calming. People want to be able to steal some time away and relax and not feel so rushed. So this is extra time if you choose to be able to just relax and stay in your station for an extra 30 minutes if you wanted to rest. So, in a nutshell, that's basically what we offer. I'll talk more about memberships here in a second, but I wanted to go back and address post-op. We have a lot of clients call us for post-op. They've just had surgery recently, laser lipo, tummy tuck, all of that. Unfortunately, we are not post-op specialists, and there is a difference, and it's important to educate the public about where we stand. Even though I might have higher credentials, I believe that you get the best care when you're seeing a provider who does the thing that you want them to do on a regular basis. We do not do post-op therapy on a regular basis. And there is quite a difference. Someone who is going for surgery for a knee replacement has less damage to their lymphatic vessels compared to someone who's going to surgery for, let's say, a breast implant. So a lot of cosmetic surgeries, because of the way that they're designed, end up damaging lymphatic vessels more than others. So, because of that, if someone were to have a non-cosmetic surgical procedure, we recommend a letter of medical clearance for about 3 months. At the 3-month mark, you can bring us a letter and we'll take you, and we are confident that the treatments we have will help you accelerate healing and get to your outcome sooner. Now, someone who has cosmetic surgical procedures, we recommend about 3 to 6 months of clearance, depending on the kind of surgery that was performed. So it just gets really tricky because at the end of the day, we want to keep our clients safe. But if you are 1 month post-op or 2 months post-op, and it's cosmetic, we won't be able to take you. We recommend some other providers here locally that we think have good credentials and are well versed in their knowledge base, and that's who we refer our clients to. So again, once you're past the 3 month or 6 month mark, please feel free to reach out to us. Our treatments are very beneficial. There are surgical centers throughout the US whose surgeons decide to put their clients in the Balance of Pro on day one. We just don't do it out of liability, but these treatments are absolutely amazing and they do what they say. They give you lymphatic drainage accurately and confidently every time. So that's it for post-op. I want to talk really quickly about our membership program. So after you've come in for your new client special, which was $97 for 3 days, you have the option to come in whenever you'd like, select a package for whatever issue you'd be interested in working on. You also have the option of signing up as a member and coming in sporadically based on your membership. So our membership comes in 3 tiers. Tier 1 is a silver membership, and that gives you access to the lymphatic compression therapy jacket or pants for 30 minutes each for $49 a month. So again, you have the option for pants or jackets. You choose one and you're coming in monthly. That ends up being $49 per session instead of $100. So a little over $50, 50% off in savings, which is significant. Again, we're really committing to making lymphatic healthcare accessible to everyone. And it's also not just accessible financially, but it's also accessible for someone who's in a hurry, someone who may not necessarily want to take off their clothes and just do the whole thing. You can keep your clothes on. We just recommend you wear comfortable clothing, loose clothing, or clothing without zippers or buttons. But this treatment is incredible. Now, as part of our membership, we offer a complimentary 10 minutes extra. So that's 40 minutes for the $49, and that applies to all the membership levels. Next is our platinum membership. Platinum memberships gives you access to 4 sessions. Again, you can mix or match pants or jacket, but that's 4 sessions. So we have some clients that choose to come in once a week and they choose their favorites, which is pants or jacket. And then we have other clients who come twice a month and they are staying a little over an hour each time, doing 40 minutes in the jacket and then 40 minutes in the pants, and doing that again the following week. Our last option is our diamond membership, which is $279 a month. And that gives you access to 8 sessions. Again, you can mix and match those as you choose. And if I didn't already mention, the platinum membership is for $159 a month. So those are our memberships. Members also get access to a $20 same day add-on. So that's if we're not quite busy and you want to try something else Several things are included for just $20 just for members. So that's important to keep that in mind. And that's pretty much it for the menu. So now I want to talk about my love for design and the science behind our space and why it is the way it is. So initially, when I was doing these treatments by hand, we did manual lymphatic drainage therapy, we did the Brazilian lymphatic drainage massages, and while we had clients that love that, and I love that, I got injured in December of 2023. So we had to take those off the menu temporarily. As we get busier and as we grow, my goal is to have a massage therapist that's trained by me, primarily doing those services because they're also quite labor intensive. And the truth is, you don't get results as quickly because both of those treatments are purely manual. You get results, they feel great, but we're trying to get you results quicker and faster and more effective, long-lasting results. And that's part of the reason for the change. Now, the Brazilian lymphatic drainage massage, I think is super cool and very popular. So I'm looking forward to us bringing that back because it is just an exclusive experience in by itself. However, like I said, everything that we offer now gets you results quicker and faster, and I think that's important to note. And especially if you choose the lymphatic compression therapy that comes with the new client offer, you're going to see that some people are able to lose a dress size or two after one session. You're the intention is that you keep your membership for a long time. You can always scale down from a platinum to a silver whenever you need to, but this is going to help you decongest your lymphatic system after air flights, after an infection, just to keep things going and make it affordable to do in the first place. So, a little bit about our space. We focused aggressively on the color black, not only because I like the color, but there is scientific evidence to show that dark colors can be less stimulating than brighter colors. Obviously, it helps us stand out as a business, and that's important to me, but it's quite calming and settling here. It's easy to fall asleep, it's easy to rest. A lot of us are go, go, go. We are in fight or flight all the time. And our space is a visual reminder for you to slow down, calm down, relax, because that's the part of the brain that needs to be activated in order to heal and restore. That part of the brain is called the parasympathetic nervous system, and dark colors can help activate that. So that's part of the reason for the way the space looks. Our back room there is still quite bright. It has windows, and so there's a little bit of black, but it's not quite as moody as this part is. But we just wanted to, again, take design and science and combine them together. One thing we've also added in, especially when it's your first visit with us, is a mocktail menu. So expect a mocktail menu full of fun, creative drinks that have really great health properties like kombucha and ginger drinks and things like that. We're happy to offer those to really heighten the experience for when you do come in. So I hope I've answered most of your questions. Our goal is to reduce stress, reduce inflammation, because both of those things, when they're properly managed, will help your body adjust and release the extra fat cells in the body because you're not stressing out. That's usually the reason to hold on to fat is if there's going to be a war, your body needs energy just in case. But if we're calm and relaxed and our parasympathetic system is vibrant and ongoing, then it's easy to let go and restore. Thank you again for hanging out with us during this webinar. I'm available for questions. You can reach me best by text at 505-393-4441. You can also email us at info@omabody.com if you have any questions. Looking forward to seeing you at your next appointment and take care. Bye.